Hi, everyone. This is Justin with Earth Force. Some of you, I don't know if I've met any of you actually, but it's a pleasure to be here. And I've learned a little bit about you guys' project for the Audubon Center at Chatfield and their parking lot that collects a lot of cigarette butts.
So we actually had a specific type of collector that we were interested in using because we found that it is highly effective at getting people to use their butts or dispose of their butts. Let me pull up the proposal real quick.
Yeah. I was just trying to figure out the cost. What's the cost on this thing?
It's about $300.
About $300. It's not bad. And it's vandalism proof. Is that the idea?
I guess it is that, but it's also just
more appealing.
More appealing, yeah, exactly.
Yeah. See Catherine's.
Yeah.
That's cool.
Let me show you the website. I can't find the proposal at this exact moment, but called the ballot bin.
I was thinking about how other groups in the past have raised money for this kind of thing, and there's a lot of ways that you can go. Okay. Oh, I like that. Yeah, so they're voting with their butt. That is cool. The more butts you see in the in the yes vote or whatever, yes, we want to be responsible or whatever, the more likely you are to actually put your butt in that side to actually use the device. That's called social proofing. It's a social psychology thing. Because I'm a nerd like this. If you ever gone to a restaurant or have seen someone busking, which is like someone playing music on a street corner, and you'll go by them and notice that there's money already in their collection pot. They put it there. It's called seed money. And it's a way to like say, oh, other people are giving me money. You should give me money too. Which is basically what you guys are doing with the cigarette butts. You're saying, hey, you're making a choice, yes or no, to be a good environmental citizen, which is awesome. And then also by showing the visibility of the cigarette butts, which you could probably like pick some up and just throw them in there at first. That would be like, everyone else is doing this, you should do it too. So I love it. Very cool. $300. You know, that's not a lot of money. There's a couple of ways that we've had groups do this in the past. So fairly close to you guys, there's a Rooney Ranch Elementary. It's up in Lakewood. They did a project where they got rid of some graffiti that was on a storm sewer outlet. And they put in a mural instead. And what they ended up doing was writing letters to local businesses that provided that kind of stuff. So like your local building supply store, right? Stuff like that. Now, I'm not asking you guys to like write to your local Lowe's, but you could start a fundraising campaign at the grassroots level just like that. It could be something that goes out to families or to local community organizations like the Kiwanis Club or the Rotary Club, which are groups that are really big on supporting civics, especially when kids get together, young people get together to do stuff in the community. So correct me if I'm wrong, but you guys are in Littleton, right?
Yep.
Yeah. So I don't know if you guys have checked out the Littleton's city website at all, but turns out they have community grants. So there's a potential for you guys to get grant money from the city itself, which considering, you know, I know that Audubon's a little outside of the area, but
I think Audubon is half in Littleton and half in Douglas County.
Is it? Oh, that's super cool then.
I believe that the parking lot is actually in Littleton.
Let me see Kiwanis Club. There's a Kiwanis Club of Columbine. Let me share this with you guys. I'm not sure if that will be helpful or not, but that's a start. And then Rotary Club. Yeah, usually Rotary Clubs are kind of a big deal because they are all about civics. And they usually have, just so you guys know, they also have student scholarships sometimes too. which is super cool if you're in your first year of college or thinking about college. So that last link there is for the local Rotary, it looks like. So you could do a grassroots fundraising campaign. I mean, heck, that could be even like, well, let me ask you guys, when you guys think of a fundraising campaign, what do you guys think of? What have you seen from others to raise money? An event like a fall fest, that's awesome, totally. Bake sales, that's totally what I was thinking. Bake sales are, yeah, lemonade stands, partnerships with companies, car washes, guitar on the side of the street with a hat, busking. Yes, absolutely. So I think that there's a lot of really low level things that you guys could do that are pretty easy to implement. And I would suggest having a strategy of like applying for grants from relevant organizations like the Kiwanis Club, the Rotary Club, from the city of Littleton, maybe from maybe approaching Chatfield State Park with your idea. I don't know if you've talked to anybody. Have you guys talked to Micah about this at all?
Yes, he loves it. I don't know if he's brought it up to his boss yet, but to get the final approval, but he was super into it, and he indicated that there would be no problem. But
$300 is yeah, $300 is not a lot of money, guys. I mean, they spent more money probably in providing the rock for last year's trail project than that would be, to get that particular cigarette butt disposal unit. So I think that there's a lot of avenues for you guys to explore, and to be strategic about it would be my biggest emphasis to focus on going for grants. But in case you don't get the grants for whatever reason, to also think about how you guys can raise money kind of by doing something locally yourselves, or even just sending out, like, I don't know, I'm not a church goer, but they have collection, right? They have collection time at a church. You guys could do the same thing. Be like, send out a really well composed letter to folks in your community. It's kind of like GoFundMe. You guys could start a GoFundMe page and send it out to your family members, and they'll send it out to their family members, and they'll send it out to their family members, and it'll just like go viral on Facebook or whatever. And that would be a way to go for sure. And that would be easy. You guys could pull the trigger on that so fast. The other thing would be to approach folks like the city of Littleton and Chatfield State Parks and the Rotary Club and say, hey, you guys have these grants available. We would like to apply for them. There's other, I actually did like a search real fast, grants for butt cans, cigarette waste, because, that's just what I was thinking when I first started this. And there's organizations like waste360.com, Keep America Beautiful. I'm actually going to share this one with you. Let's talk about like what those options were again. So local fundraising events like bake sales or car washes or a GoFundMe. So there's that like on the ground interacting with people one. A GoFundMe would be another option I would suggest you guys, or Kickstarter, or whatever you guys want to do, however that works. And then approaching grants in cities with that have grant opportunities. I think those are like kind of the three categories of fundraising that I'm seeing. And my question to you guys is, which of those sounds most appealing? Ideally, how would you approach it? I think it would be really good to like use this time. We have about 10 minutes left to hear from the students as to like what would they prefer to do, what makes the most sense.
Ooh, yeah. Great point, Izzy. So like if we started a Kickstarter or a GoFundMe or something, maybe trying to get Chatfield to push it out to more people on their social media. And I know that Emily has said that she would be happy to send it out to the Audubon Society members as well. So like between our school community and Chatfield State Park community and the Audubon community, $300 will probably go like that.
Yeah, I think I'd have to talk to folks at Earth Force, but I'm pretty sure we could share that out on Facebook too.
Nice.
I think for me, the GoFundMe is actually like a really great initial stab. Yeah, I think so. I think Catherine's right. Yeah, we should definitely do multiple. Multiple boxes. Yeah.
That was another thing that Nick brought up, was that he said there was a study that showed that having a cigarette waste receptacle every 30 feet was the most effective way to get people to use it. That's another one of the challenges that we've been talking about is, we spend all this money and we get it out there, but how do we even get people to get out of their cars and put their cigarette butts in there?
Yeah.
Actually, another option, if we raise extra money, could be to get a bench. Was another thing we talked about as a way to encourage people to sit and smoke their cigarette outside near the ballot bin.
I think that's a great idea. I think signage is a good idea too. I mean, I know that the boxes themselves have some signage to them, but maybe additional signage would be a good idea. Something big, something relatively larger than that. Yeah.
Yeah, like an educational piece.
Yep.
And like Nick was mentioning different studies about birds and the effect of cigarette butts on birds that were really interesting that we could potentially put on a sign, so that maybe not like the Lockheed employees who are coming for lunch, but anyone who is going to the Audubon Society for bird watching would probably take a look at that. And I don't know, maybe they would even start picking up the butts that are on the ground for the sake of the birds and putting them in there.
And I think that's a really good point. And I think that you might have a lot of support for this in the Audubon community itself, right? I think that there are a lot of people who are part of Audubon, who support Audubon, and that would look kindly upon your initiative. So just even like maybe there's a collection jar at the Audubon facility for when they're open, and then using their social media to get the GoFundMe out, like that would be huge, I think.
What can you do with cigarette butts? Make benches. Yeah.
Oh, cool.
So what if we made a bench, or like made cigarette butts and place that in the smoking section? Well, worth looking into.
Yeah, I think the advertising angle that you're thinking there is totally awesome. That would be really, I think that would catch my ears for sure. So I see some, using Audubon and Chatfield, those outlets there, on the ground stuff. Nice.
Does this article have anything about how to get them?
Okay, cool. I'm gonna share a link for a group that is all about protecting the Platte. They're called the Greenway Foundation. And since they are a foundation, that means they have some funding. I don't know if they do community grants or how that would work, but these could be a potential partner for you guys. Because ultimately you're talking about doing this collection of something that is kind of a notorious polluter in streams and waterways. This organization, the Greenway Foundation, they're all about keeping the Platte as nice as possible, making it better for everyone. They might be on board to partner with you guys, or at least share out your GoFundMe stuff and whatnot. Yeah, I think so. I think you guys have some really good ideas, and I think maybe it's time for you guys to kind of submit your ideas to like a forum and debate which ones make the most sense. And
that, and also maybe break up into some teams and kind of try a few different ones
and develop those ideas a bit. But this is a super cool initiative, guys. I really like it, and I think you guys have a really strong project. I'm really excited to see what becomes of it. And I'd love to help in any way I can. Yeah.
Yeah, you could make some kind of a viral video and attach the letter to it. You get their attention with the with the song and chant.
Right, nice. Awesome. Thanks, Jamie.
Thank you so much, Justin. That was so helpful.